Hello. It's good to see you, and welcome to this special tribute podcast about Dave Parker, better known as the Cobra. Just yesterday, we lost one of baseball's most fascinating figures. Dave passed away at age 74 after a courageous battle with Parkinson's disease. What makes this even more poignant is that he was set to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame next month, a recognition that was long overdue. For those who may not know who Dave Parker was, imagine a 6'5" right field cannon of an arm, swagger in his step, and the ability to do almost anything on a baseball field. He was a 7-time All-Star, 2-time batting champion, an MVP winner, and he played 19 seasons in the big leagues. But his story goes way beyond statistics. You see, Dave Parker was born in Mississippi, but raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, where he grew up just a stone's throw away from the home of the Cincinnati Reds, Crosley Field. Ironically, he was initially a football star in high school, but a knee injury redirected his path to baseball. Sometimes, it's those life detours that lead you to the greatest destinations. The Pittsburgh Pirates took a chance on Parker in the 14th round of the 1970 draft, a steal that would define both his career and the Pirates franchise. There's a legendary story from his minor league days in Charleston where he hit a home run. That home run landed on a passing train car and ended up in Columbus, Ohio. While Parker himself said he always aimed for that train, he never imagined he quite hit it while it was moving. This legend perfectly captures the larger-than-life presence he brought to the game. Parker joined the Pittsburgh Pirates big league club in 1973, and by 1975 he was becoming a star. But it was 1977 and 1978 that truly announced his arrival, when he won back-to-back batting titles with averages of .338 and .334. Culminating in the 1978 National League MVP award. This was a player hitting his absolute prime. His 1978 season was spectacular. On offense, he hit .334 with 30 home runs, 117 RBIs, and he led the league with a .979 OPS. But here's what made it even more remarkable. He did this while playing through a fractured jaw and cheekbone after a collision at home plate with the Mets' John Stearns. Parker wore a specially constructed face mask to keep playing. That's the kind of toughness that defined the Cobra. Parker wasn't just talented, he was quotable. One of the most famous lines was, "When the leaves turn brown, I'll be wearing the batting crown." That's swagger, before swagger was cool. In 1979 was when Dave Parker reached baseball immortality, and it happened at the All-Star game in Seattle's Kingdome. In the 9th inning of a tie game, the American League trying to score, Dave Parker fields a single in right field and unleashes not one but 2 assists that are still replayed today. The second one, a laser beam throw to home plate to gun down Brian Downing. It was one of the greatest All-Star moments ever. Parker won the MVP that night, not for his bat, but for his arm. That same year, Parker helped the We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates to the World Series, where he hit .341 in the postseason, proving he was a clutch player when it mattered most. This was Dave Parker at his absolute peak, the best all-around player in baseball. Then, January 1979, Parker signed a baseball contract averaging $1 million per year, a 5-year, $5 million deal with the Pirates. The contract was a base salary of $300,000 per year, with deferment payments beginning in 1988 through 2008. Think today, Shohei Ohtani with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're using the same method for his $700 million deal. Parker was a trailblazer, but it came with a price. See, Pittsburgh is a blue-collar city, a steel town, and suddenly their star player is making more money than most fans can imagine. Parker later said, "It took a lot away from people thinking about me as Dave Parker, the hustling ball player, and turned into Dave Parker, the $1 million man." The pressure was immense, and then his production dipped slightly in the 1980s. The criticism was even more harsh. But the real controversy came in 1985, with the Pittsburgh. Parker, along with several other big league players, testified about cocaine use in baseball. While he was granted immunity for his testimony, it complicated his legacy and likely kept him out of the Hall of Fame. He spent 15 years on a Hall of Fame ballot, but never reached that 75% threshold you need to make the Hall of Fame. He maxed out at 24.5% of the vote. After leaving Pittsburgh in 1983, Parker signed with his hometown Cincinnati Reds, where he experienced a career renaissance. From 84 to 87, he was rejuvenated. He averaged nearly 27 home runs a year with 110 RBIs per season. In 1985, he finished second in the MVP voting after hitting 34 home runs and driving in 125. Now at age 37, Parker joined the Oakland Athletics as their designated hitter and became a veteran leader for the Bash Brothers. The team was sluggers like Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire. In 1989, he helped the A's win the World Series, hitting 22 home runs that season and contributed clutch hits in the postseason. This gave him 2 championships, decades apart, 79 with Pittsburgh and 89 with Oakland. His final All-Star appearance came in 1990 when he was playing for Milwaukee, showing remarkable longevity for a power hitter. In 1991, that was his last season playing baseball. He played that with the Angels and the Blue Jays. He finished his career with 2,712 hits, 339 home runs, and a .290 lifetime batting average. In 2012, during a routine checkup, Dave Parker received devastating news. He had Parkinson's disease, the same condition that affected Muhammad Ali, whom teammates had compared him to back in the 70s for his brash confidence and quotable personality. Parker handled this diagnosis with the same courage he showed on the field. His wife Kelly became his primary caregiver, and together they faced this challenge. In 2019, he returned to Pittsburgh for the 40th anniversary of the 1979 championship team. He received a standing ovation, and it brought him to tears. And finally, in December of 2024, the Classic Baseball Era Committee elected Dave Parker to the Hall of Fame. He cried when he got the news, saying, "It only took a few minutes, because I don't cry." He had been preparing his speech for 15 years, he told the MLB Network. Dave Parker passed away knowing he would take his rightful place among baseball's immortals. He is known as the Cobra, a 5-tool player with a 5-tool personality. He could hit for power, he could run, he could field, and he could throw. But more than that, he was entertainment. He was swagger. He was baseball at its most colorful. Rest in peace, Cobra. Your legacy lives on in Cooperstown. Thanks for watching.